students, welcome to physics class, and we are learning about the chapter motion. Today we will discuss and learn about graphical representation of motion. Already you have the idea because you have learned in class 7 the graphical representation of motion. Now let's start the topic. Graphs provide a convenient method to present basic information about a variety of events. For example, in telecast of a one-day cricket match, vertical graphs bar graphs show the run rate of a team in each over. As we have studied in mathematics, a straight line graph helps in solving linear equation having two variables. So, to describe the motion of an object, we can use the line graph. In this case, line graph shows dependence of one physical quantity such as distance or velocity on another quantity such as time. So we are going to take here two physical quantities where independent quantity is time, which is plotted on the x-axis, and dependent variables like distance and velocity. First, a distance time graph. The change in the position of an object with time can be represented on the distance time graph, adopting a convenient scale of choice. So here how to choose a scale already you know. The convenient scale should be there while you are plotting a graph on a graph paper. In this graph, time is taken along x-axis and distance along y-axis. Distance time graph can be employed under various conditions where objects move with uniform speed, non-uniform speed, and remain at rest. So here we are going to discuss about uniform speed, non-uniform speed, and the graph for rest object. So what we are going to discuss: uniform speed, non-uniform speed, and the rest. First here the graph drawn, that is for the uniform motion. That is, the speed remain uniform throughout the path. If we plot the graph, we will get a straight line passing through the origin with an angle with the time axis or inclined with the time axis. Now we know that when an object travels equal distance and equal time, it moves with uniform speed. This shows that the distance traveled by the object is directly proportional to the time. Thus, for uniform speed, a graph distance traveled against time is a straight line. So, when two variables or quantity are related by proportion, that is directly proportional to another one, then the graph will be a straight line. As shown in the figure 8.3, the portion of OB of the graph shows that the distance is increasing at uniform rate. So here you can see that in 20 minutes the distance covered is 20 minutes. The distance covered here, one small portion of the graph is taken as 10 means here 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 divisions means here 10, and here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 division means 20 minutes. Okay. So 1 division means here 2. So 2 kilometer. That means in 20 minutes it reaches at, in 20 minutes means this point related to this, that means 10, 12, 14. So it is 40. Again after 40 minutes the distance covered nearly equal to 28, nearly 28. So 28 nearly, that means we are getting 14, 28 in this way. the distance increasing with the same rate. From this graph, we can easily find out the speed of the object. How can I get? Suppose in time t1, the object moves to point A, and when it is in B position, the time is t2. Now the distance covered in t1 and t2 is respectively s1 and s2. So speed will be s2 minus s1 by t2 minus t1. That means in that very time slot, that is t2 minus t1, in that very time slot the distance covered is s2 minus s1. So by the ratio of s2 minus s1 and t2 minus t1, we can get the speed of the object throughout the path. And as this is uniform motion, the speed will remain same. You can take any time slot and you can compare with the distance covered, you will get the same value. Here one table given, distance traveled by a car at a regular interval of time. So here from this table it is very clear that the car is not moving with the same speed. The change of time and the change of distance are not very directly. So this is a example of uniform non-uniform motion. And the graph we get for this data is this type. Clear? Now here if you take this time slot and measure the distance covered, you will get different speed in different time interval. Also from this graph we can calculate the average speed by measuring total distance covered by total time taken. So from this graph, if you take the time slot 2 second to 4 second, that is in 2 seconds, the distance covered will not remain same. If you time slot take 10 and 12, that means it is a non-uniform motion. But in this picture, one more thing you can see, after 8 seconds, the line is straight. That means after 8 seconds, the motion becomes uniform. But from 0 to 8 seconds, there is a curved line. The distance time graph for the motion of the car shown in the figure, note that the shape of the graph is different from the earlier distance time graph. So for uniform motion, the nature of this graph shows non-uniform and non-linear variation of distance traveled by the car with time. Thus, the graph shown in figure represent the motion with non-uniform speed. Next, for velocity time graph. And one more thing, so what will be the graph, distance time for graph for rest? Now, distance time graph for rest object. Distance time graph for rest object means time passes, but the distance from the reference or origin remains same. That means a straight line which is parallel to the time axis. So this is the graph for rest. So we have got graph, distance time graph for uniform, non-uniform and for rest object. Next, for velocity time graph. The variation in velocity with time for the object moving in a straight line can be represented by velocity time graph. In this graph, time is presented by x-axis and y-axis, the velocity quantity is plotted. And this is the graph for uniform motion where a car moves with a uniform velocity. So if the car moves with a uniform velocity, that means velocity remains same, we will get a graph of a straight line which is parallel to the time axis. So velocity time graph for uniform motion is a straight line parallel to the time axis. And if we calculate the area covered by the region in a particular time slot, we will get the distance or displacement. For velocity time, we will get displacement. If the object moves in a straight line, that means we also get the distance. Next, we know that second paragraph you go. We know that the product of velocity and time give the displacement of an object moving with uniform velocity, and the area enclosed by velocity time graph and the time axis will be equal to the magnitude of displacement. So, to know the distance moved by the car between the time t1 and t2, draw perpendicular from the points corresponding to the graph. The velocity of 40 km per hour is represented by a height AC or BD, and the time slot t2 minus t1 is represented by length AB. So the distances moved by the car is t2 minus t1 in time t2 minus t1 can be represented by AC into CD, that is 40 km into t2 minus t1, that is the area of the rectangle ABCD. So next again go to the graph where you can see the time slot taken t2 and t1. In time t2 the velocity is given by A, and from here a perpendicular line if we draw, we get the point B. Or from any two point A and B, if we draw a perpendicular line, we will get time slot T1 and T2. And the area covered by A, B and C, D, it is given name. That is AB into AC gives the distance or magnitude of displacement. Next page, here we can see the velocity time graph for a car moving with uniform acceleration, and according to the table it is drawn by following the table in the previous page. So here you can see the velocity time graph is a straight line passing through the origin inclined with the time axis. So here the object start from zero velocity, that means from rest. We also can take any point on the velocity line, that is y axis, because the object start from, or we can take the data from initial velocity with having any value. So the graph also can be like this. Okay, so next we can also determine the distance moved by the car from its velocity time graph, and the area under the velocity time graph gives the distance, that is magnitude of displacement moved by the car in a given interval of time. If the car would have been moving with uniform velocity, the distance travelled by it would be represented by the area A, B, C, D. Okay, now since the magnitude of velocity of the car is changing due to acceleration, so the distance travelled now would be A, B, C, D, E. So here the points we get A, B, C, D, E, and the graph, the area covered by this trapezium A, B, C, D, E is the measurement of magnitude of displacement. And area of ABCD we can get by dividing this one with a rectangle, that is ABC plus triangle ADE. So the area of the rectangle, that is AB into BC, and area of the triangle half AD into D. So in this case, the non-uniformity accelerated motion, the velocity time graph can have any shape. Next you can go. So here is the velocity time graph for a non-uniformly accelerated motion. Okay, so first one, figure A 7.8.7a shows the velocity time graph that represents motion of an object whose velocity is decreasing with time, while figure B shows the non-uniform variation of the velocity with time. Now for this example where velocity decreasing with time uniformly, we also get a straight line inclined with the time axis, but it is for the downward. That is, velocity, as the velocity is decreasing, the graph will be a straight line from which is inclined with the time axis, but it is for the downward direction. So figure 8.7a can be the velocity time graph for the object which is thrown upward direction. Means when the object is thrown upward direction with the velocity, suppose 20 meter per second it is thrown, and when it reaches the maximum point or highest point, the velocity becomes 0. That means you can say here the time interval 6. And whereas this type of graph can be for the object which is coming downward due to gravity. That is an object, free fall object, where when the object is thrown and coming vertically, the speed remains 0 at the initially, then as it coming towards the ground, the velocity increasing the uniform rate. So this is for uniformly accelerated motion, and this graph is for uniform motion. So student, next day we will learn more about the graph and equation of motion. Thank you.